You're watching DD Sports प्रसार भारती एंड अभी हम जो एक बहुत स्पेशल शो आज यहाँ करने जा रहे हैं, आपको जिस स्पेशल कार्यक्रम के बारे में बताने जा रहे हैं उसका नाम शायद बहुत सारे लोगों ने नहीं सुना होगा. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द पिथियन गेम्स. जी हाँ, वी आर राइट नाउ एट द फर्स्ट पिथियन गेम्स दैट इज बीइंग ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इन त्यागराज स्टेडियम इन न्यू दिल्ली. एंड जिन लोगों को नहीं पता कि पिथियन गेम्स क्या होते हैं, लेट मी टेल यू, पिथियन गेम्स इज अ वेरी वेरी हिस्टोरिक एंड ट्रेडिशनल गेम फ्रॉम ग्रीस, जिसको एक बार फिर रिवैम्प करके मॉडर्न पिथियन गेम्स के नाम से त्यागराज स्टेडियम में ऑर्गेनाइज किया जा रहा है. और यहीं पर हम मौजूद हैं, बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं. अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 5000 पार्टिसिपेंट्स विल बी सीन हियर फ्रॉम अक्रॉस द ग्लोब. यानी कि ग्लोब भर से बहुत सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स और लोग आपको यहाँ दिखेंगे. मिसेस मीनाक्षी लेखी, द ऑनरेबल यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट फॉर एक्सटर्नल एंड कल्चरल अफेयर्स, will also be here in just a few moments from here to inaugurate this game. क्या खास बात है इस गेम्स की? तो well, let me tell you, culturally and historically these games go back more than 1600 years ago. यानी कि imagine करिए आप, इतने सालों पुराने गेम्स जो हैं वो एक बार फिर से रिवाइव होने जा रहे हैं और नई दिल्ली के त्यागराज स्टेडियम में इसकी शुरुआत की है. 19th to 21st दिसंबर, यानी आज से अभी इसका इनॉग्रल होने वाला है. कुछ ही देर में मीनाक्षी लेखी जी हमारे साथ मौजूद होंगी एंड राइट आफ्टर द इनॉग्रेशन द गेम्स विल बिगिन एंड फ्रॉम ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ डिसिप्लिन, यानी कि आर्ट, कल्चर, गेम्स और अलग अलग तरीके के जो इवेंट्स हैं वो यहाँ पर देखने मिलेंगे. बहुत सारे एज ग्रुप्स जो हैं वो यहाँ पर मौजूद होंगे. 5000 आर्टिस्ट एंड प्लेयर्स अक्रॉस द ग्लोब फ्रॉम डिफरेंट एंड डाइवर्स एरेज विल बी सीन हियर. पेंटिंग, म्यूजिक, डांस, पोएट्री और बहुत सारे ट्रेडिशनल गेम्स जो कि हमने कुछ दिन पहले नेशनल गेम्स में जो कि गोवा में हुए थे उसमें भी देखा था. मलखम्ब जैसा स्पोर्ट, और मैं आपको बता दूं कि फेंट बॉल, योगा स्पोर्ट्स, म्यूजिकल चेयर्स, टग ऑफ वॉर, थ्रो बॉल जैसे गेम्स भी जो हैं वो पिथियन गेम्स में आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगे. जो हेलेनिक मैराथन होगा वो 3000 मीटर्स कवर करेगा और एक ग्रैंड स्पेशल इसका होगा. तो यहाँ पर हम अभी स्टेडियम में मौजूद हैं जहाँ बहुत सारी चहल पहल जारी है. बहुत से लोग यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं और गेस्ट्स हैं जो कि देखने आए हैं कि क्या इन गेम्स में होने वाला है. तो चलिए हम फिलहाल देखते हैं कि किस तरह से ये गेम्स होने वाली हैं. मीनाक्षी लेखी जी आ चुकी हैं.
Namaskar and a very good afternoon to our chief guest, Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, Honourable Minister of State for External Affairs and Department of Cultures in the Government of India. Excellencies, dignitaries, esteemed partners, distinguished invited delegates, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear children. I'm Shilpa Kapoor, your MC, and it is my proud privilege to welcome you all to this grand opening ceremony of the first Modern Pythian Games Festival 2023 at India's first eco-friendly stadium, the Thiagraj Stadium, situated at INA Colony in New Delhi. May I please request the hosts to kindly welcome our chief guest with a bouquet and a memento. Can we have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. And we have a very special guest with us. Please be seated. Her Excellency, Bijunesh Meseret. She is the Member Parliament of Ethiopia and ex-Minister of Cultures, and she is the Deputy Head of the nation. Welcome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to have you with us, and a big thank you to one and all for taking out your valuable time and marking this function with your glorious presence to write a brand new chapter in history today. Modern Pythian Games are inspired from the ancient Pythian Games. The Pythian Games were one of the 4 pan-Hellenic games of ancient Greece, besides the very popular Olympic Games and the other 2, the Nemean and Isthmian Games. The ancient Pythian Games were held at Delphi in Greece every 4 years. The Olympic Games were sports-oriented and ranked number 1, whereas the ancient Pythian Games were ranked number 2 in the order of importance and were a fusion of music, dance, poetry, painting, wrestling, and chariot racing, which were all dedicated to Apollo, the god of music, poetry, and oracles. The Pythian Games were established in the 6th century BCE. Unfortunately, in 394 AD, all pan-Hellenic games were discontinued. In 1894, the concept of modern Olympic Games was reintroduced by a French, Mr. Pierre, Baron de Coubertin. And I'm so proud to share this with you that the concept of the modern Pythian Games has been revealed recently in 2022 by a fellow Indian, Shri Bijendra Goyal, the founder of Modern Pythian Games. Mr. Bijendra Goyal, in 2022, in front of the world leaders at the prestigious Delphi Economic Forum, which was presided by the Honourable President of Greece, and we have one of the people who were present then, Mr. Panosh Kalsis. He was a former mayor of Delphi, and he can endorse my saying that it was all his efforts and their efforts together to make this happen. Imagine all happening at the birthplace of Pythian Games. Ladies and gentlemen, after almost 1,630 years, it is India showcasing the same culture once again, bringing arts and culture, traditional games and martial arts to the fore. Can we have a thunderous round of applause for this achievement? It is India's proud privilege indeed to be hosting the first Modern Pythian Games Festival 2023, which commences today, that is the 19th of December, and it concludes on the 21st of December 2023. And it is a very noble endeavor to make a beginning of the first global cultural movement to enforce unity and a spirit of togetherness through arts, cultures, traditional games, and sports in today's difficult times. Let's once again put our hands together for Pythian Council of India to have revived this wonderful tradition at the international level. I now request everybody to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल भावना में जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे, भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Thank you all. Please be seated. Kindly take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, tradition in India is a unifying force. It contributes to the social fabric, our values and ethics. In India, any new beginning is marked with invoking blessings from God Almighty. And today, we seek blessings to carry forward the legacy of an age-old tradition of celebrating diversity, the legacy of unifying nations through arts, cultures, traditional games, and sports. I call upon Ms. Momala Nayak and her troupe to invoke blessings from Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the one to bring us good luck and great beginnings.
सदा भवानी दाहिनी सम्मुख रहत गणेश, तीन देव मेल रक्षा करे। ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश, विघ्न हरन मंगल करन, गौरी सुत गणराज, लियो आसरो आपको, रखियो हमारी
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said, if you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. May I please call on stage our esteemed chief guest and the hosts from the International Pythian Council and the Pythian Council of India, Delhi, to come over for the lamp lighting ceremony. Please, this way. seated. Thank you very much. And now, taking our ceremony forward, I call upon a very dynamic personality who is well known for her eloquence, and why not? After all, she is a highly reputed lawyer by profession and has served at various courts, including the most prestigious Supreme Court. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a famous quote by Anne Sweeney, and I quote, "Define success on your own terms, achieve it by your own rules, and build a life you are proud to live." These words of Anne Sweeney aptly sum up the multi-dimensional approach that Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi has. Please put your hands together for our Honourable Minister of State for External Affairs and Department of Cultures in the Government of India, a powerhouse of energy. Ma'am, we await your declaration to open this.
Thank you very much, our MC of the day, Mr. Vijendra Goyal, founder of Modern Pythian Games, Shri B.H. Anil Kumarji, he's the President of Pythian Council of India, Mr. Panos Kaltis, the President, International Pythian Council, and Shri Suznesh Mesret, Deputy High Commissioner, Ethiopia, Mr. Shiva, Mr. R.K. Srivastav, Mr. Vipin Gupta, Shri T.P. Singh ji, Yogendra Kapoor ji, Leena Chryslopis, ladies and gentlemen, and especially the young participants. Good afternoon, everyone. Loud, because I think everyone's sleepy. Good afternoon, everyone. And cheerful, right? Very happy to have met you all, and I thank the Pythian Games Council to have invited me today. What distinguishes a human being from an animal or an animal existence is the art, culture, the weft a person carries about himself or herself. And the Pythian Games started in that light. The tradition, the sporting traditions with combination of art, culture, poetry, crafts is something really to look forward to. I'm very happy to learn that martial arts, which evolved in India, can be seen in different forms and formats from across the globe. Japan, it got to be known as judo karate. Korea, it became taekwondo. China, it became wushu. But in India, where it evolved from, it still continues to be practiced either in the form of chow dance or kalari payat. And I think we all need to remember that our great saints and rishis were not only great saints and rishis in terms of philosophical knowledge, but even sporting traditions. India had so many sporting traditions that few thousand years old history describes the sporting traditions of this country. And there was a saying about Krishnji. You all know Krishnji? You know Krishnji? Yes or no? You know Krishnji? So when we talk about Krishnji, we also say 64 Kala Sampurn, means 64 skills is what he was masters at. And out of those skills, one was charioteer, weapon building, swimming, horse riding, making garlands also at the same time, dance and music too. So 64 Kala Sampurn is that a person who excels in everything and is an all-rounder becomes a complete being. And I think Pythian Games are also about the same development of a human being. Not just sports, not just education, but sports, education, dance, music, physical fitness, everything put together. And in that light, our Prime Minister also has been constantly telling us that practice yoga, play sports, work on fitness, and the result is before all of us, that in Paralympics India did better than before, ever before, because when we talk about inclusive India, we also talk about accessible India, we also talk about people who people may look at with the eyes of disability, but they have to be looked at from the eyes of ability. Ability to do things better than others in something or the other. And they are great people, great shooters, very good in playing sports. And those abilities are what we need to recognize in building accessible and inclusive India. And Pythian Games is also about inclusion of various other disciplines of art, craft, culture and values. So I'm sure this is a very fruitful, beautiful beginning, and we will do still better in coming years. My best wishes to the Council, who of its own have chosen to take this lead. I wish you the very, very best. May God bless that you do well and take the country's name forward. I have two things to say. One is that there is a shlok which says Atmo Mokshat Jagdvita Cha, which means for one's own salvation and for the welfare of the world. So one's own salvation, people who are involved in arranging this are doing it for their own sake because they want to feel good, they want to support India. They also understand that if India needs to lead, many things have to be acted upon and old traditions need to be revived. Greece and India are ancient friends, not just modern friends, but ancient friends, because ancient civilizations had such deep exchanges which over centuries we forgot, and we need to revive those connections. We are actually people from the same family. The area which today is known as Afghanistan, this was the region which was called Bactrian Empire, and this was ruled by Indo-Greeks, and people need to understand. Many of our books we lost due to invasions and several other vagaries of nature and other things. But many Indian references is what you find in Greek history and Greek writings. So we need to work very closely with each other, both in terms of culture, sports, economics, trade, commerce, and taking the world forward. And together we can progress better and more and bring peace not only to ourselves but to the world. And thus these relations become very important. Africa, we know for centuries we have shared very, very close relationship with the continent. Human beings originated in Africa and migrated to India. That's what science tells today. In spite of all the wrong stories and histories which have been taught, the genetic story is very different. So, with Africa also, India has very, very deep connections. So on one side you have connections with Europe through Greece, on the other side you have connections through Africa, and India is right in the center of the world in many forms. Thus, India needs to do well and take the virasat, the heritage forward. As Prime Minister says, Vikas bhi or virasat bhi. So while we progress, we do well, we have to do well in Commonwealth Games, in Olympic Games, in every other sporting activity of the world, in World Athletics Games. But we also have to do well in our protection of art, culture, craft, and conservation and preservation of all that. With these words, I hereby declare the revival of the first ever historical Pythian Games Festival. My best wishes to all, that may God bless and do very, very well and take the name of the country forward. I want at least the ones who are from India to get up and take a shapath with me, take a pledge with me. All the Indians. All the Indians. Only Indians, others need not, because this is about India. But you can take it with us, yeah? Yeah, only Indians. Yeah. You have to take your hand forward like this. We take the pledge that we will make India self-reliant and a developed nation by 2047. We will break the shackles of, how do I say, slavery. We will break the shackles of imperialism and slavery, a mindset of slavery. We will take pride in our heritage. We will work for the unity of our nation. We will respect the people who protect our nation. We will do our duties as citizens of this country. May God bless us all. Bharat Mata Ki, Bharat Mata Ki, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. धन्यवाद. भारत माता की, भारत माता की, जय हिंद. One more thing, I must I must make apologies. My apologies to all of you because I have to leave. Parliament is in session and there's an important bill about Delhi which is going on. Otherwise I would have stayed longer. Thank you very much, Goel Saab. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Khan. First ever historical Pythian Games Festival. My best wishes to all.
So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Panos, he is giving a lovely gift of remembrance to our honorable chief guest. Thank you so much, ma'am. May I request everybody to be seated as we continue with our proceedings. I now invite Mr. B.H. Anil Kumar, an IAS officer, a retired additional chief secretary from Bangalore, and currently the Indian President, Pythian Council of India, to welcome all the dignitaries present here.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are we? How's the Josh? Louder still. Greetings to the world from India. It is indeed a historical and proud moment for India to host the first ever historical Pythian Games. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all witnessing history in the making. And we are joined here as one world with the noble objective of preserving art, culture and traditional games for the future generations. We are here for unifying nations through art, culture and traditional games. It is my proud privilege to welcome you all to this Pythian Games Festival. I would first like to welcome our chief guest who has just left, Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, our beloved Minister of State for Culture and External Affairs, Government of India, who has graciously agreed to be present for the opening ceremony and declare open the Pythian Games Festival. I would like to welcome Mr. Panos, who is the President of the International Pythian Council, who has travelled all the way from Greece to be part of this historic event. It is indeed befitting that he was the mayor of the city of Delphi, from where the Pythian Games originates. I would also like to welcome Ms. Bijnesh Meseret, who is the Ambassador and Deputy Head of Mission of the Embassy of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia. who has been a pillar of support for the growth of the Pythian movement in Africa. I would like to welcome our founder of Modern Pythian Games, and who is a man with a passion, Mr. Vijayendra Goyal. Put your hands together to him, whose untiring efforts have shaped the revival of the Pythian Games after 1630 years. Suffice it to say that without his vision and clarity of concept, we would all not be here witnessing this event. Sir, you will be forever remembered in the history for this revival of the world's lost games. I would like to welcome our organizing secretary, Mr. Dilip Singh, Mr. R.K. Srivatsav, Mr. Vipin Gupta. I would also like to welcome Sivakumar from the Charles Group, whose chairman, Mr. Charles, has been a keen believer in the concept of the Pythian Games and is the backbone of all our efforts to sustain this movement. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome Sri T.P. Singh, our additional secretary, who is the man to go to in the revival of the Pythian Games. I would like to welcome Mr. Vishnu Kumar, Mr. Yogendra Kapoor, who have all been toiling hard for this event. It is indeed a long list, and I could go on and on, but let me say, suffice it to say that I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries who are present here, members of the Delphic Trust, members of the International Pythian Council, Pythian Council of India, Delhi State Pythian Council, members of the Pythian families from the states, artisans and artists who have gathered here from various countries of the world to showcase their talent and compete in the various competitions. Our media partners, ABP, members of the print and electronic media, Doordarshan, who is covering this event live across the country. I would also like to welcome our volunteers who have been working tirelessly for the past several weeks, preparing for the events, and the board members of Thiagraj Stadium who have provided this venue for this historic opening ceremony. And lastly, a warm welcome to all of you who are watching this event, both personally, physically, and virtually from various countries. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. This is the reason why we all are celebrating the first Modern Pythian Games Festival. Shri Vijayendra Goyal, founder of Modern Pythian Games and a former Minister of State for the government of Jharkhand. He is dedicated to promoting a diverse range of disciplines, including performing and visual arts, sports, and more, through the global platform of the Modern Pythian Games. Ladies and gentlemen, he deserves a roaring round of applause for initiating the whole process at Delphi and making it happen. Please give it up for Mr. Vijayendra Goyal. Can we have a standing ovation for him? You all are a part of history, and Mr. Goyal, he has initiated it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, cherished participants, today Mrs. Lekhi, our Honourable Minister, declared open this historical event, the First Pythian Games Festival. This is the first festival in the history, in the global history, which is taking place today after 1630 years later. Today, marks a historic occasion as we witness the revival of an ancient and prestigious pan-Hellenic game that has been dormant for last 1630 years, and it is Pythian Games. After COVID-19 and now in the present global scenario, the world is in dire need of healing and unity. This revival of the Pythian Games serves as a beacon of hope and resilience. It stands as a testament to the power of peace, harmony and unity. My dear friends, both the Pythian Games and the Olympic Games share the same Greek history. Both existed during the same era and discontinued at the same time in the year 394. The ancient Pythian Games played a crucial role in bringing 12 tribes together through the Delphi Peace Accord, which was implemented 6 months before the beginning of ancient Pythian Games. The Pythian Games have historical evidences dating back to 582 BC, dedicated to god Apollo, the god of music, poetry and prophecy. These games laid the foundation for the cultural celebration we are reviving today. The initiative now taking place in the vibrant city of Delhi holds significant importance not only for the nation but for the entire world. We proudly announce the revival of historic event now known as the Modern Pythian Games under the thematic banner of the First Pythian Games Festival 2023. The journey from Delphi, Greece to Delhi, India, where the dream is taking physical form, is nothing short of miraculous. I introduced the concept of Modern Pythian Games in 2022 at the invitation of the Delphi Economic Forum, which is headed by the Honourable President of Greece. The Modern Pythian Games provide a global online and offline platform for artists, athletes and cultural enthusiasts worldwide to showcase their talent. We have categorized the Modern Pythian Games into 8 art categories that includes musical arts, performing arts, language arts, social arts, visual arts, digital arts, ecological arts, traditional games and martial arts. The initiative is poised to impact the entire global economy by organizing the unorganized sector of 80,000 crore arts, culture and traditional game industry. India's role in this endeavor is crucial on the global stage. We are inspired by the 2,600-year-old Delphi Peace Accord and are looking forward to establishing the highest ranked global awards in the field of peace, arts, culture and sports in the near future. India, with its rich history and diverse cultural tapestry, has always played a pivotal role in promoting peace, unity and togetherness. The decision to host the Modern Pythian Games in Delhi reflects India's commitment to fostering global economy, global harmony through cultural diplomacy and sportsmanship. We have now planned to hold National Pythian Games next year. We are in discussion with the Pondicherry government and Goa government, and it is open for other states and countries also. We have planned to hold Para-Pythian Games in 2025 and Junior Pythian Games in 2026. Finally, we aspire to host the First Pythian Games in 2027 in Athens, Greece. And we shall soon be submitting a dossier to the Greek government in this regard. This festival will serve as a confidence building measure for our upcoming events, and we anticipate your unwavering support in near future. Football, being a universal language, takes center stage at the Tyagaraja Stadium with players from 20 African countries, conveying a powerful message of unity and peace from here. I welcome all representatives of these 20 countries of African countries, and I especially thank Mrs. Buznesh Mishra here today representing the African contingent here. This festival is going to give international exposure to the students from Delhi government schools. It is a commendable effort towards nurturing the potential of the younger generation. I express my deepest gratitude to the unwavering support of my brothers, sisters and friends, especially Mr. Joe Charles, the CMD of Charles Group, my guide, my support, Mr. T.P. Singh, Mr. Yogendra Kapoor, and all dignitaries who are sitting on the dais, including Mr. Anil Kumar, Mr. Vishnu Kumar and Mr. Shiva Kumar. Mr. Panos Kalsis, who is the President of the International Council, I am grateful to him. He traveled to from Greece to India. Now I can say Delphi is in Delhi now. He is a 85 plus man, young man, who traveled thoroughly from Greece to Delhi. And I would like to specifically mention, he is the man protecting the Delphic ideals since 1984. He has devoted his life and we salute for this to him. Lena is the Additional Secretary General of Ecumenical Delphic Union. We are welcome to you. Mr. R.K. Srivastav Sahib is here, Vipin Gupta is here. I also extend my thanks to Education Department Delhi, who issued circular to schools to participate in this event. I am grateful to DD Sports, All India Radio, ABP Live, and Gemopai Electric Scooters for their unwavering support in this endeavor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Panos Kalsis, the former mayor of Delphi in Greece. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the first president of International Pythian Council and has traveled all the way from Greece, the birthplace of Pythian Games, so from Delphi to Delhi to participate in this historical event. Please welcome him.
I'm very proud and happy to be here. Today, Delhi is more rich. You know the difference between Delphi and Delhi is one more letter. Delphi, Delhi. And with the Pythian Games, now that comes together. The lady has made a rich presentation, and for your information, I'll say three things. Yes, Delphi and the oracle advised the king of Olympia to create the Olympic Games. Why? To stop the wars. Because after the war, they have a pandemic. And the philanthropic god Apollo ordered King Iphitos from Olympia to upgrade the Olympic Games so people to have friendship and so. But he didn't stop there. The Pythian Apollo loves people to not only to have games, to have fun, to enjoy. So he created the Pythian Games. Pythian Games in Delphi is a combination of sport and arts, music, dance, etc., etc. So, one of your poems, let me, permit me. Yes, it's Kalidasa, who said, if someone is not a poet, he cannot be wise. And the poet of Delphi, Angelos Sikelianos, renovate the Pythian Games 1927. This is a photo from 1927 when Angelos Sikelianos and his wife Eva Palmer, she was American, who they revived the first time the Pythian Games, and we continue. So the International Delphi Committee is very happy to be in India. India and Hellas, Greece, you know, they are one big country and one small country, but they have the same values, the values for humanism. And I want to say to the youth there, if a day you come to Delphi, you will see the Apollo praying for the environment. This is a ceramic work 490 BC. My dear youths, we will protect the environment. Yes? The youths, yes? My dear youths, we will create a bridge to light the culture of the whole world. And is Rabindranath Tagore, who said he believes to the cooperation, to the union between the East and the West. We really believe the cooperation between Hellas, Greece, and India. The International Delphi Committee has taken under the umbrella the India movement. So India movement official is under the Ecumenical Delphi Committee, and Mr. Goel, for his really great work, for his offer to this ideal, he is member of the board of directors of International Delphi Committee. That is two more things. In one of our awards for culture and environment, we decide and we offer the name, we award with the name Rabindranath Tagore. The last one. We cannot do nothing without education and without wise education. So we don't stay only to the games and we continue with the education. So we have created a pre-college master class, knowledge for leadership with humanism. So in this project, we have special care for the youth from India. India and Greece together leads for the culture of peace and environment. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Mr. Panoj, for such an enlightening and beautiful words. Thank you very much. Thank you. Gentlemen, I want to bring your attention to the logo of the Modern Pythian Games, right here on the banner. The logo that has 8 circles revolving around the sun, and in Greek mythology, the sun is Lord Apollo, who is also the Lord of Music, Arts and Culture. And we have 8 participating contingents for the March Past. Please welcome them. Can we have the contingents for the March Past? So while they are gathering themselves and they're getting ready, I now invite Ms. Momala Nayak, an accomplished artist of the Lucknow Gharana of Kathak and disciple of the great Kathak maestro, Pandit Birju Maharaj. Ms. Momala Nayak and her troupe bring you some beautiful dance ballads, and we begin with the first presentation, which is Integration of Rivers. India is a country of varied people, religions, customs, costumes, languages, tastes, mountains, rivers, games, music, and dances. Yet it is one. Just like our rivers, Ganges, Brahmaputra, Kaveri, Narmada, which spurge from different parts of the country, keep flowing ahead, carrying the reflections of their states, and finally merge into the depth of the vast sea. Similarly, this presentation is a fusion of classical dances, Odissi, Kathak, Bharatnatyam, and Gujarati folk dance, displaying the different rivers. This special production is to showcase the unique essence of our modern Pythian Games, consisting of beautiful amalgamation of sports, arts and culture from different countries across the world. Can we please have the music?
विविधताओं का देश है, विभिन्न संस्कृतियों का देश, धर्मों, जातियों और समुदायों का देश, भाषाओं और परिधानों का देश, खान पान और आचार विचारों का देश, लोक संस्कृतियों, लोक गीतों व लोक नृत्यों का देश, पहाड़ों, घाटियों, नदियों, झरनों और मैदानों का देश। किंतु हमारी सबसे बड़ी उपलब्धि है विविधता में ऐक्य या अनेकता में एकता। यही हमारा बीज मंत्र है और यही हमारी दृष्टि। यही बात उपयुक्त है नदियों के संदर्भ में भी। विभिन्न उद्गम स्थानों से निकलने वाली नदियां यथा गंगा, ब्रह्मपुत्र, कावेरी, नर्मदा अंततः एक है, क्योंकि हर नदी का कर्म, धर्म, मर्म एक है, मानव का कल्याण।
मैं महासागर, कितनी नदियां मुझ में विलीन हैं। अपने प्रदेश की विभिन्न कला संस्कृतियों को प्रतिबिंबित करती हुई मुझ में समागम है जिनका, मेरी ही धाराएं हैं ये।
शंकर महादेव
तेजस्वी शिव की जटा से अवतरण हुआ गंगा का, मानव के कल्याण के लिए, जन जन के उत्थान के लिए। भागीरथ के अथक प्रयासों से धरती पर लाई गई गंगा, भारत भूमि लोगों के मन प्राण की शुचिता हिमालय पुत्री, अपने साथ अन्य धाराओं को भी जोड़ती गई। नीलाचल के वक्ष में आलोकित, बर्फ के अथाह आगार से पोषित, अपने सौंदर्य से करती विमोहित अनेक नदियों की निर्झरणी है।
त्वं मस्तके तिष्ठासि ब्रह्मपुत्र, सरस्वती कुत्र गता न जाने, शक्नोमि दृष्टुं न तु तीर्थराजे। त्वं मस्तके तिष्ठसि ब्रह्मपुत्र, विभिन्न रागे जनजाति मध्य, भाषादि भेदानाभिव ध्यस्त्वं सुसिच्य क्षेत्रमिदं समस्तं। त्वं मस्तके तिष्ठसि ब्रह्मपुत्र। सप्तप्रकारं मध्य सरसीज मुकुल भासमानी विमानी कावेरी मध्यदेश प्रतिशरण शेष पर्यंक निद्रा निद्रा विराम कटिनिगर शिर पद्म आधार परिचित चरण रंगराज
भगवान विष्णु का प्रक्षालन करती काव्य, जिसका स्रोत ब्रह्मगिर पर्वत है, एक झरने के रूप में जन्म लेकर दक्षिण भारत का पोषण सिंचन करती हुई चंचल गति से आगे बढ़ती जाती है। इस नदी में जीवन है, प्रवाह है, बुझार है, और सही शब्दों में ये जीवन का पर्याय है। ये जहां भी जाती है वहीं का रंग भर लेती है। रूप रंग बदल प्रकृति का रूप बदलती है। अनेक सहायक नदियों सहित कावेरी मानो संपूर्ण दक्षिण भारत को संभाल लेती है।
मध्य प्रदेश से जन्मी नर्मदा, महाराष्ट्र और गुजरात से बहती चली उच्छृंखल से लहरों को लिए साथ में।
તમે નવજો ઝીણી
जल किसी व्यक्ति विशेष का नहीं, सबका है, सबके कल्याण के लिए। जल की एकता में नहीं है संस्कृतियों की एकता, कलाओं की एकता, जन जीवन की एकता, मानव जाति की एकता।
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for that message. We are thankful to Srimati Madhavi Mudgal, late Pandit Birju Maharaj Ji, Shri Janendra Singh, Srimati Radha Mrar, Srimati Anita Gadhavi, Miss Momala Nayak, Srimati Kanaka Sudhakar and Miss Sangeeta Mohanty for creating and supporting this musical composition as well as choreography. And we also thank a plethora of accompanying musicians. Moving on to our next presentation. Recently in Botswana, in the second week of December 2023, at the 18th Intergovernmental Committee meeting, Garbha has now been inscribed in the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity as per the provisions of UNESCO. The 15th Indian element to achieve this landmark, and this calls for an applause, ladies and gentlemen. Garbha signifies celebration, devotion, and inclusivity, crossing borders, which is quite similar to the feel of the Greek music dance presentation to honor the Greek god Apollo. We are thankful to Paris Katsivelos for the support in music. And ladies and gentlemen, Can we have a louder round of applause? Thank you so much. And what I was trying to say as the music began, that if you can see their costumes, it is a fusion of Indo-Greek. It's an Indo-Greek costume, and we all know what Garbha costume is like. So this is definitely with a fusion that we have the costumes as. And now, it's time for the grand finale. Now we have a fabulous group led by Mr. Muhammad Yaman, showcasing traditional combat practices, enhancing physical, mental, and spiritual development in an entertaining manner. Please welcome them. Can we have a round of applause for them? Thank you. And while they are taking their places, I would like to bring your attention to Mr. Ram Gopal Bajpayee, who is all of 77 years old, and he is an international medalist, which he has won in Taekwondo, Pumse.
Só que a profissão das minas é partir essa raba, ela joga na cara. Olha o tamanho dessa raba, ela joga na cara. Ela joga na cara, joga na cara, joga na cara dos cantados. Joga na cara, joga na cara, joga na cara dos cantados. Ela joga na cara, joga na cara, joga na cara dos cantados. Ela joga na cara, joga na cara, joga na cara dos quetados. Maria jogando a bunda, olha a galinha jogando a bunda, olha a Fernanda jogando a bunda. Essas meninas tão doidas e malucas, essas meninas tão doidas e malucas. Ela joga a bunda pro alto, caiu, deixa bater. Ela joga a bunda pro alto, caiu, deixa bater. Ela joga a bunda pro alto e cai no busto e não tem jeito. Ela joga a bunda pro alto e cai
Bravo! Bravo! That was a power-packed performance. And thank you so much for bringing in so much energy into this hall. Thank you so much. That was Mr. Ram Gopal Bajpayee, and as I had mentioned earlier, he is just 77 years of age, and he won the gold medal in Pumse Championship from 2016 to 2022, and also he won the 5th spot in Asia Taekwondo Pumse at the championship in Vietnam. An Honourable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, has felicitated him for his remarkable and outstanding achievements in Taekwondo at the age of 77 years. So much to learn from you and imbibe. Thank you.
गाड़ा दोपहर 2:30 पे आए, बबीता जी का दिल सास बहू साजिश के लिए मचल जाए।
Favorite song? The favorite song of Mahatma Gandhi ji, Vaishnav Janato, composed by the same composer Narsi Mehta, the father of Gujarati literature. वैष्णव जना तो तेने काहिए जे पीर पराई जान रे पीर पराई गाता बुलाए को तेरे तारिया रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए पीर पराई जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान नाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए पीर पराई जान रे
Thank you so much for that beautiful rendition of Bapu's favorite bhajan. Thank you. I now call upon the national famed economist and chartered accountant by profession, Mr. Yugender Kapoor, who is also the Secretary General of PCI, to wrap up this event.
I would like to thank Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, Honourable Minister of State for External Affairs in Department of Cultures, Government of India, for graciously accepting our invitation and extending her full support for promoting the noble aims and objectives of Modern Pythian Games Festival in India. I would also like to thank Mr. Vijender Goyal, founder of Modern Pythian Games, Mr. B.H. Anil Kumar, IAS, President, Pythian Council of India, and our guest of honor, Mr. Panos Kalchis, President, International Pythian Council, in giving us their valuable insights and enlightening us all about the noble aims and objectives of Modern Pythian Games. I would also like to convey our sincere thanks and gratitude to all the dignitaries present, our media partners, Doordarshan Sports, AIR, Akashvani, and ABP News, our event sponsors, Charles Group and Gorain E-Mobility, our guests, our volunteers and participants across ages, as this event could not have been successful without their reposing trust and confidence in the ability of our institution and their support and participation. Modern Pythian Games believes in celebration of arts, culture and sports, and for us, all participants are winners. We look forward to your continued support in all our future endeavors that will spread the spirit of unity, harmony and brotherhood. I would now like you all to go for 3 cheers. Hip hip. Can't hear. Hip hip. Last one. Should be louder. Hip hip. Thank you very much to you all.
Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. Ladies and gentlemen, in India, there is an ancient saying, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. It means the world is one family. At the first Modern Pythian Games Festival, we intend on getting united through different arts and crafts forms and traditional sports. There are a string of contests being held in the different halls of this magnificent Tyagaraja Stadium. Please be a part of as many events to boost the morale of our participants from different states and countries. And I thank each of you for being present here and being a part of this historical event. And I have an announcement for all the group, music and dance. Kindly, the contestants are requested to report here at the stage because the contest is going to be held here. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Games. All right, this was the commencement of the Pythian Games, the International Pythian Council that hosted these Pythian Games Festival 2023 in the Tyagaraja Stadium, and today is the 19th of December and the games will continue till the 21st. The games was commenced by the Minister of Culture, Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, and she was here a while ago to start the games, to give out a send out to the participants that are globally going to participate in this. Approximately 5,000 participants of the games will be here from the entire globe, and we also are at the Tyagaraja Stadium. Well, stay tuned to watch more.